Hey guys, and welcome to an almost personal reading I'm doing for whoever needs it. So, yes, it's an almost personal, so take what resonate with you, leave behind the rest, and never ever force it to fit if it doesn't. I'm doing a Celtic, so it can be up to a month or something like that. It's, I'm just gonna go into it, right? If you like this reading, please like the video, then, I would highly appreciate it. Alright, let's get to it. And as always, be patient. Alright, apparently it needed shuffling here. Alright, starts off with the Death card. That's a transformation taking place. Crossed by the Five of Pentacles. Something ending, which results in a sort of lack mentality. But let's see. Oh, it is not. The reason why this lack mentality is showing up is because there was victory in the past. So it's affecting the ego, so to say, our belief about ourselves. But let's see. But there's abundance as a potential down here that can show up. So these feelings of being left outside are always temporary. This is one of those, I want to say, boring things about learning from the establishment, learning from our families, from the world that we live around. What is this? Sorry, I'm just got a little distracted here. Something kind of looks like an eyelash, but I don't know what this is. Attached in glue, but I don't have that. I don't know what that is. Alright, anyway, sorry. Rubber band. The energies are moving forward in a good way. There's abundance and there's a community where you will feel aligned. Your attitude is feeling independent, but maybe sometimes during this process you might start questioning your worth, but it's going to be an inner conflict or an inner turmoil that this, how can I say this, when two emotions are contradicting each other, because you do know your worth. But let's see. It may have something to do with, alright, it's okay, it's good. You're going to get something here, and giving something that will take you out of this state of lack. And it could, by the way, be a financial situation. Your hopes and fears are about a commitment, so this is about a person. Most likely outcome, the Strength. Underneath the deck, the Queen of Cups. Let me just pull an emotion here. It's about being patient. Being patient and not letting outside influences, negative influences, like not letting turmoil, not letting situations where there are endings or where there are transformations, basically, because what is a transformation? It is an ending to make room for something new. Not letting those experiences affect your emotions in a way where you take in too much and then it becomes chaos, and when that chaos affects the way we feel about ourselves in response to what we are met with, it can make us question ourselves and lose touch with faith, so to say. But let's see. That's just the energy. I'm not saying that is happening, but that's what can happen when we have the Queen of Cups. Humor. Again, I just did a reading where we had humor showing up in the Stalker reading. That's it. I am so reading this humor. H. There he was. There it was. Huge. Yes, no. Honesty, humor, health, imagination. There are definitely parts of life that require your serious attention. But you have to learn to have fun. Don't neglect things that bring you joy or make you laugh. Besides the health benefits to your physical body, your emotional and mental bodies reap huge rewards from the art of joy. It's an art form to be joyous. Seek out the people who make you feel good about being alive. Avoid cynicism and pessimism. Don't come here. No, right. Always look at your cup as being half full instead of half empty. That's a good one. The endless chatter of this physical dimension can seep into your conscious mind, so do your best to listen to happy music. Read soul-enriching fiction and be wary of movies and TV shows that can darken your mood. Happy people attract happy people. That's actually really beautiful. Always look at your cup as being half full instead of half empty. It is this thing about the mindset that we take with us, right? Stands in contrast to the reading I just did before, where there was this energy showing up of people who can take advantage of people who are down, and that's the thing. I can hear again the Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is a movie that's amazing, where you have the dude, where he's met by people who can be very negative, and his response to it is just, well, that's just your opinion. I mean, watch it. It's a funny movie and it's good, and that actually has the humor here, right? And I always recommend this also with humor. When you are down, listen to empowering music, listen to happy music. Even though we can tend to be drawn towards the music that are about suffering, because we seek to identify. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, we seek a place where someone else is confirming what we are feeling, so to say, right? They are validating it by putting it into words, and we can relate to them. That's the power of social media as well. Power of social media is that people who are going through shit can easily access other people's experiences where they can relate, and that can actually be very powerful. Like if you've been through shit and you feel alone, then you can find communities where people have experienced the same thing. Anyway, choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I keep going. Another story. I remember when I was going through a very, very tough period, because I had to hand in something. I was under a lot of pressure. Things seemed chaotic. Everything was crashing. I had my playlist was comedy. It's just I needed comedy to laugh and then find the surplus energy and then get back into what I was doing. But this is interesting. Let's see this. The challenge. You see, everything is looking good. If this is in a love situation, I am seeing typical situation where it's a level of breadcrumbing, but it has the potential to move into something positive, right? It just requires a certain patience and understanding of diversity, and acceptance and challenges are the best way to learn. Sorry, it's just my computer there. Let's do some clarification. Let's see this death. Show me death. I feel as though what we have here with you in this energy is because you have built yourself up in a way. You have a lot to give. Could be in your material world, but it's more than that. It's also your skills, right? Your skills. Maybe you're being paid, maybe you're not. But what matters here is that you have learned something, and that you have what it takes to be self-sufficient. But maybe you were also used to doing things alone, to be so self-sufficient that maybe it can be difficult here to actually get into that next stage where you are abundant together, right? Because what we have here is one of being aligned with other people, aligning your experiences, your gifts, your skills with other people, and in the end also aligning in harmony in terms of how you relate to each other as people. And there's a challenge in this change that's taking place. I feel as though you want to have some sort of a change in a commitment, actually. For some of you, this is you going from being single to being in a commitment, right? And in that case, I do see it happening, but I do see it happening in a way where you will probably need to be patient, because someone here is going to give you something, but it's a small token of gratitude, a small token of, yeah, they can weigh out the balance, right? You can go from being in a situation where you may have been, I want to say, using each other, where you have been, where there's been, you know, a support. You were supporting each other when you needed to, but maybe you're seeking this level of commitment, and this person is going to give you something. They're not going to be where you are at. Not straight away. See this death. Comes with the Fool, the Two of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Wanting to jump into something, but there's a need of plan. It's almost like standing there alone, looking into the future, you know? But it is also that of wanting to not having to deal with these energies that are not fully, that are not stable enough, you know? They're not fully grown, they're not fully mature. It's jumping into something like, all right, I trust it, I believe in it. No, it's wanting more of a, you want this plan, so to say. But there's still not, the action is still not taking place, you know? It's in the process, let's say like this. It's in the process, but yeah, it will require some patience. Show me this victory in the past. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Swords. That's definitely, all right, you know, it's a good thing. This is where you studied hard, or I want to say you put in a lot of time and effort, a lot of moons passed, and you learned something. Maybe you went to school, if this is in your material world, or just something here you learned, right? But in that process, you may also have come to the realization that you needed to walk away from something. Because it wasn't emotionally fulfilling you. And that was because it brought you stress. So there was a victory. But you know what the victory was? It was something that broke your heart. But it let you into this self-reliant state. It takes a lot of courage to walk away from something that you have invested a lot of time into. And that's what I'm seeing here. That's the victory. That's a beautiful victory. What are you hoping for? The Two of Cups comes with the Nine of Cups. You want this person, I want to say. If it's not a person, it's relating to someone that sees eye to eye with you. But there's a challenge there. You want this this sort of commitment. 9 of Cups, clarified by 9 of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Chariot. You want fun as well. Maybe you want a car. But you maybe even want to move somewhere. But it's with this person. It is with someone else. In the end, what I'm getting is it's wanting. Do you see how they look at each other? It's wanting to relate to someone, being in harmony with someone. But you still walked away from something. You show up as with a little bit of Virgo energy here. 9 of Pentacle. Yeah, the thing is, you may actually sometimes be a little critical, right? And then you take a step back here. But here's the thing, is I really get that when you are in this process, taking a step back and realigning into your purpose, you sort of leave other people's expectations behind you, and then you start thinking. And there's a part of you that I get that wants to give an offer, want to approach someone here with a very loving gesture. It's when your emotions are not influenced by other people that you almost want to take a step back and approach someone here. I don't know if it's with an apology for being too critical sometimes. Yeah, it's actually a good energy because it's one of growing. It's one of growing. Show me this Hierophant. Hierophant is clarified by the 6 of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Devil. This could be in regards to your family, but I get that there's a memory here, or nostalgia. I'm getting that while you're taking a step back here, you may be reflecting upon something. That's a fond memory. I love this card. This is sad and beautiful at the same time. It's a memory of how we come to be who we are, and also connecting to the past and appreciating it. It could also be in regards to someone that you are appreciating. You're appreciating time and coming to the understanding that you've come a long way. But there was something here that went down in some situation that was not positive. It was bad habits, basically, right? It's almost like an understanding of how we grow, how we mature. So it's that's also the Death card. That's the maturation, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's the letting go of bad habits and becoming you. And in this case, it's also about fitting in a way of maybe previously having rebelled a lot against other people's expectations, but now coming to a better understanding of why those expectations were set in place. Right? It's like that of realizing why your parents used to tell you something where you thought they were crazy, but then as you age, you realize, oh, this is what they meant by it. They were actually trying to guide me in that direction. This is what they meant. And now appreciating it. But we have to go through the experience most of the time in order to gain the experience so that we truly understand it. That's the wisdom, right? But at the same time, there's also something here about the wisdom of others. What is going to here in the environment, and then we see what comes up in the future. Remember, this is a reading that's going to have a progression, right? Show me this. I get that there's going to be communication coming your way that has potential of abundance in it. It's staying silent right now. It's going to give you something that can balance out the scales here. Because I do see the challenge being lack. Hold on, what's the lack there? And that challenge there seems related to a particular person. King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Magician. It's almost the challenge here is communicating to this person here. Man, woman, doesn't matter, but shows up as a king, right? Communicating, trying to get that abundance. Sorry, I was just realizing something here. Do you see this bloke standing here on the Ten of Pentacles? And the dog, do you see that? Do you see this? That's the same dog and the same bloke. He just changed his shirt. Wearing the same trousers, of course. Different shoes, different shirt, same trousers. But I really get that this here is also this is right before, this is when the memory is taking place, where the nostalgia is taking place. It's right before realizing that, oh my god, it's like saying goodbye to the old and then allowing new to come in. I don't know, sorry. Accepting that abundance comes when we align our resources together. That's the challenge here, right? Basically getting that into your world. And challenge is because it's related to someone else, and they have to be willing to go with you. And that's what I'm seeing happening here, right? They're going to give you that. But it's still not. It's still going to be. I mean, first and foremost, they're busy. If whatever's going to happen here, what's going to take place, is very much about the practical, right? But they're going to communicate with you about the opportunities that are there for you, what you could do, and that's a little bit of fantasy here, right? Because when it comes to actually giving you the, in the 3D, giving you what you need, the time, the effort, the resources, or whatever, it's a little bit here. But there is the potential of it turning into big abundance along the way here, right? And your strength is possibly also your family, especially if you are in, a financial difficulty, family, or even society. Maybe I get the family here. Is a help, resource of help. Justice, the Empress, and the Five of Wands. Yeah. Your strength is patience, basically. And making right decisions, or being fair. Basically being honest to yourself along the way here. Being compassionate, even when there's tension, even when there's conflicting energies. It's not arguments. It's not people here fighting. It's basically like competing energies, let's say like that. Competing energies where one person feels like going in one direction, another one in a different direction, and that's a competing energy. That's the tension, conflict that's a tension as opposed to an argument. But that's, yeah, and then having compassion in that. Coming up here with the Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups coming up, Ace of Wands, and King of Swords. You may be attracting some sort of a message coming in here. Yeah, definitely a message. Could be a text to begin with, or a phone call. Which is basically also how we say, hey, can you come and see me? Anyway, you're attracting some sort of a new beginning into your life, right? Very passionate. Then there's another, there are other people showing up here. There are more people. It's more than just this person here that you are calling in, so to say. In this here, we have at least one woman who's very ambitious and attractive, and a man who's very rational. These two are interesting. So this is basically, you know, being in harmony even though we are different, right? Most likely outcome, the strength. Ace of Cups, another ace. Two of Swords. And Four of Wands. I'm getting here that you will find yourself questioning whether or not your heart is in it. That's the thing. Everything looks okay, but your heart, you may start questioning your heart may become a little bit doubtful, right? Do you feel it? But that's because it's different. It's because it's different than what you're used to. This is something to do with your confidence. It has something to do with also being able to manage yourself, your expectations, your mindset. Yeah, your expectations, that's the same. And then I'm getting putting on a mask here. When people are trying to tell you which direction to go, what to believe, you put on a mask. You to try and control yourself. I get that there's something here that if you have any sort of, I want to say insecurities or just doubts, I get that you're deciding to not show it. Because you may be focused, you may make the decision here that fitting in may be the better solution. And then you decide to focus on the lighter side of life. And there's nothing wrong with deciding to fit in. It reduces a lot of conflict. So, yeah, last thing here for you. What do we have of last message? And then that's it, last message. Remember, this can play out here throughout the month here. What I'm also getting is throughout this month here, 3 months. This is 1 to 3 months. Keep your heart open even when you don't have the answers. And shift your attention to where you feel at home. Alright, remembering those who matter to you. Focus on the lighter side of life. Laugh. Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Ten of Wands. There will probably be a time here where you, a time that will take a little bit. I mean, it will take some time here. I get that in between Virgo Leo season, which is some months ahead, right? The things that happened in Pisces season will suddenly make sense. So basically around the summertime, late summertime, those events that took place in Pisces season will start to make sense. And you will probably find yourself being a little bit tired here. It's a process. And there is a There's a memory from the past that has a role to play. There's a lot of love and a lot of compassion. And there's an energy of, I get this is a song, I get that the faces you see on the way up are those who you see on the way back down again. It's from a Ben Howard song. Two men, something about, these people here are trying to butt shoulders to get up there. That's the past energy. Those you see on the way up are those you will see on the way down again. There's a memory of here. I get that it's a spiritual energy. It's something that takes place within oneself. Memory, learning from the experience. Anyway, that's what I have for you. I will see you next time. Take care. Ciao.